Hey boys and girls, it's Miss Austin here. I am coming to you live from my bedroom to give you a little lesson on math today. So before we get started, I want you to make sure that you have some notebook paper and a pencil so you can work along with me. We're going to be taking a look today at 3-digit addition. It might have regrouping, it might not. We have to look and see what we have and decide if we have to regroup or not. So before we get started, make sure you have all your materials ready. You can pause the video and make sure you have everything you need. Okay, boys and girls, so here we have a word problem for us to take a look at. And this word problem says there are 372 students in the gym. There are 288 students in the cafeteria. How many students are in the gym and the cafeteria? Well, there's a couple of things going on here. Now, the first thing that we need to do, we need to analyze this problem and we need to decide what's going on and what is happening so we can make a plan to solve. So we know that there are 376 students in the gym. So I like to just kind of create a little picture in my head of what's happening. So here's the gym, and I know I have 376 students that are in the gym. There are 288 students in the cafeteria. So I'm going to draw another room. Here's my cafeteria. I'm just going to label to keep it clear in my head. So that was the gym. Here's the cafeteria. I have 288 students in the cafeteria. Now the question is asking me, how many students are in the gym and cafeteria? And I see an important word in here, an important word that helps me to solve. And that word is and. And I know when I see the word and between two things like the gym and the cafeteria, or boys and girls, or Miss Austin ate cookies and cupcakes, cookies and cupcakes. That and word is a joining word. It's a joining word that means addition. So what this problem is asking me to do is to add these two numbers together so I can find out how many students are in the gym and how many students are in the cafeteria. My students, I know my homeroom and Miss Gomez's room, we always like to talk about cats that always quack to help us to solve this kind of problem. So if we just kind of go over that really quick, cats, the characters. Who are the characters? They're the characters, they're the students. That's who this problem is about. That, what are the things? Well, we could kind of count students as the thing we're talking about also. That's the part that we're counting. They're the character and the thing in this problem. We could also kind of consider that the gym is one of those things that has students inside of it, and the cafeteria is another thing that has other students inside of it. What is the action? And we're joining those two things. And then of course we focus on the question to make sure we answer the question, how many students are in the gym and cafeteria? So we're going to answer that question by doing 376 plus 288. And parents, if you're out there and you're like, cat's that, what? So we use that as something to help us remember what to look for in word problems. Again, cats are the characters. T, that's the thing we're talking about. Always is the action, whether it's addition action, subtraction action, or even as we get older, multiplication or division actions, or some kind of combination of the two. And then the question. You have to make sure that you're actually answering the question, not just finding an answer that maybe is not applicable for the problem. So we have our plan. We know what we're going to do. We have analyzed this problem. We have looked at what's important, what we need to know, and now we're going to set it up on our paper. So boys and girls, get your paper and your pencil ready. We're about to get to work. Okay, boys and girls, so I have my paper right here. And I like to turn my paper sideways. So you might want to try this too, especially if your paper does have lines on it. If you're using paper that does not have any lines, then you can just do it any way you wish. But if you're using paper that does have lines on it, then you're going to want to turn it sideways just as a way to help you stay nice, neat, and organized. This is one thing that I have noticed with my students that we really need to practice staying organized and keeping those numbers in their proper place value. So I'm going to make myself a place value chart. If we're still working on that really neat handwriting, we can make it larger. So I'm going to show you an example of that. So what I've done here is I've made a line that's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces of notebook paper long. And I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to count 1, 2 spaces. I'm going to draw my line coming down, 1, 2 spaces, and draw another line coming down. And this is so I have lots of room to write down my numbers and keep them organized, which is super important while we're working. In fact, I want to make my line a little bit longer. Now, I want to review with you really quickly your place value. We are getting into larger numbers, and even going into 3rd grade, you're going to be getting into even larger numbers when you're adding and subtracting. So it's important to remember our place value. And we know our smallest place value that we see in 2nd grade starts with your ones place. This is all of our digits from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 digits that have only one place value, something that's less than 10. Now, once we get to 10, double digits, then we have to move over to our tens place. Okay. And this would be any combination of 2 numbers, anywhere from the number 10 all the way up to the number 99. Because we know the number, let's just think about that number for a second. The number 99 has a 9 in the tens place and a 9 in the ones place. But once we get to a larger number, and we have 3 digits, that takes us to the hundreds place. Okay, so taking the largest number we could have in the hundreds place, we could have 999. That would be 9 hundreds, 9 tens, and 9 ones. Just a quick little review for you on place value. So we're going to take the problem that we just studied. We had 376 children inside of the gym. Do you make sure you are working along with me, please? Now inside of the cafeteria, we had 288 students. This problem needs a couple of things. That line acts as my equal sign. And I have to remind myself what I'm doing here. I'm doing addition. It was that word "and" that joined the children in the gym and the children in the cafeteria. So we're going to go through right now and we're going to work on our facts. So I start always in the ones place. You always, boys and girls, will start with the smallest place value you have, and that's the ones place. So over here I have 6 plus 8. And if I'm going to use my good strategies to find that answer as quickly and efficiently as I can, I'm going to always start with the biggest number. And I have a couple of different things that I could do to help me solve. So I want to share some of those with you. And I really want you to be working on those quick, efficient ways to find your answers, especially while you're at home and you have a little extra time. The first one that I would do, that's my favorite, I'm starting with that big number 8. And I'm like, hey, 8 is only 2 away to make a 10. So instead of thinking about 6 plus 8, I'm going to pretend I take 2 from 6. If I take 2 away, that would leave 4. And if I add 2 over here, that would make 10. So 6 plus 8 is really like 4 plus 10. I can do that so easy. 4 and 10 is 14. My answer is 14. If my mental math isn't quite ready for that yet, what I'm going to do is start with my 8. I grab 8, and I'm going to count 6 more to see how much I have. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And actually what I've done right now, boys and girls, is I proved my work. I was able to make sure I have that fact right. It's very important to remember, whenever you're doing these problems, getting close to the answer just isn't enough. You have to be exactly right. So take a little time, don't go too fast. I know that you pride yourself on how quickly you can come up with the answers, but it's more important to be correct, okay? So I did it 2 different ways. I came up with the same answer of 14. So 14 doesn't fit in my ones place, but the 4 in 14 does. And then I'm gonna bring my 10 over to the tens place. And I'm gonna put it right above my 10. And I like to circle it because I don't wanna forget about it. If I forget about that tens place, I'm gonna get the wrong answer. So let's start by taking a look now at the tens place. Here I have 7 plus 8 plus 1 up here. So I have 7 plus 8 plus 1. Ooh, that gives me an idea. 7 plus 1, that is 8. And 8 doubled, I know that fact. That's a double fact. I practice my facts all the time. 8 doubled is 16. So I came up with the answer one way, but I want to double check it. So I'm going to grab my 8, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, that's adding 7, and 1 more makes 16. And y'all ignore Miss Austin's nails right now because they're not looking so great. But I'm going to take that 16, I'm going to put that 6 in the tens place, and I'm going to bring that 1 over to the hundreds place. Now this is part where some of my students are like, Miss Austin, it's not a 10, it's a hundreds. Why is it 1? I want you to remember right now, whenever we're regrouping, if we're going to a bigger place value, it's always a 1, okay? Whenever you're doing addition, if you have to carry something over to the next place value, just think about adding 1. It's always 1. If I had 10 ones, that would make 110. And if I had 10 tens, that would make 100. So 1 is going to be the magic number in these situations when we're regrouping addition problems. So over here I have 3 plus 2. Oh, that's super easy. I can do that fast. 3 plus 2 is 5. I know that fact. I can double check it though. Grab 3, 4, 5. Don't forget about this guy. Plus 1 more, 6. I came up with an answer of 664. Now, boys and girls, what I really want you to be doing is practicing this algorithm. You're going to need this algorithm when you go to 3rd grade. It's a wonderful way to quickly and efficiently do your math, and I really want to see you practicing the algorithm. If you would like to do another way to help you to stay organized or to help prove your work, I'm going to give you a second way of doing that, and that's using your place value. So in the number 376, I have 300 plus 70 plus 6. This is a great review also for just kind of going over that expanded form. Remember, this is expanded form. In 288, I have 200 plus 80 plus 8. 6 plus 8, that's 14. 70 plus 80, ugh, that's a little bit harder for me, but I can just forget about the zeros. And 7 plus 8, hey, that's 15. Add the 0 back in, 150. 300 plus 200, 3 plus 2, that's 5. That would make 500. So now I have 500 plus 150 plus 14. So if I want to take a look at this, I can add 150 plus 14. I could probably do that in my head. I'm going to line it up just in case. 0 plus 4, of course, that's 4. 5 plus 1, of course, it's 6. And 1 plus nothing gives me 164. So now I have 500 plus 164. Oh, these are too easy. 0 plus 4 is 4. 0 plus 6 is 6. And 5 plus 1 is 6. And when I see that my two answers match, then I know without any doubt that I did it correctly. And it's really important to remember also, boys and girls, don't just write down the same answer you got the first time because you don't know if you made a mistake. If you're trying to just show me another way to do it just to make the teacher happy, it's not going to help you. But if you really try to solve it and you make sure you get the same answer again, then that is going to help you to solve. So very important things to remember. You have always got to make sure that you are solving the second time to check your work and not just to make the teacher happy. It's important stuff here. Okay, guys, so this is going to take us to our next problem. See if I can get it to work for us. All right, so here we have Sarah that has 136 stickers. Sarah has 136 stickers. Her sister has 125 stickers. How many stickers do the girls have together? And there's something I noticed in this one. If I'm talking about my characters, I have Sarah and her sister. My thing, stickers. They have stickers. That's what we're counting. The action, they're putting their stickers together. And then the question, how many stickers do the girls have together? So together was one of those key words that helped me to know that I was going to have an action that means to add, to put them together. So Sarah's over here and she has 136 stickers and her sister, I'm just gonna put this, she has 125 stickers. And I think we are ready to solve. Okay, boys and girls, so I have a new sheet of paper here just to keep you organized and focused on what we're doing. If you still have space on your page, please do not worry about going on to get a different sheet of paper. You can keep working on that same paper. If you use this half the way Miss Austin did, maybe you can work on this half now, but I'm just trying to keep you focused. If you have space, that's great. Okay, so I'm going to stick with using those double lines just so that you can see my work clearly. I have my ones place, tens place, and hundreds place. This time, Sarah, she had 136 stickers, and sister had 125 stickers. I said, I am putting those together, so that's my action of addition. And now it's time to start solving. So I have 6 plus 5. Well, that's a near double. 6 plus 6 is almost 6 double, which would be 12, but it's one less, so that should be 11. Or I can use my counting strategy of grabbing the big number, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I proved it twice. I'm convinced the answer is 11. So I put my 1 in the ones place, and I'm bringing my other one to the tens place. And you'll notice this time I did put it underneath the 10. The only reason is because I left a little room up there. It doesn't matter if you put it up here, down here. Always put a circle around it though, so you don't forget about it. Okay, so into the tens place, I have 3 is my big number. I'm going to count on 4, 5, 6. Hey, I noticed something else. 1 and 2 is 3, and 3 and 3 is 6. That's a double. So I have proved my work 2 ways right there. So maybe if I'm really careful on checking those facts and doing each fact 2 ways, using my mental math strategy and then counting up to double check, then I could just solve the problem in 1 way because I am double checking my work. If you're checking those facts twice, boys and girls, I would be very satisfied with you showing me only 1 way of solving it because I know you're using mental math strategies and counting up to verify that you have those facts correct. So, notice something else. My answer was 6. Do I bring a 1 to the hundreds place? What do you think? That 6 has only 1 digit in it. It fits here in the tens place without a problem. There's nothing for me to carry over. Be very careful and do not get into the habit of automatically regrouping. If you're automatically regrouping without asking yourself, does this problem need me to regroup? You're going to make a mistake. In this situation, I don't have anything to bring over to the hundreds place. It fit perfectly in the tens place. So in my hundreds place, I have 1 plus 1, and that's a double. It's 2. All right, so I have 261 ready to go. Which brings us, boys and girls, to our next problem. So here I'm going to ask you to create a word problem with me. We have the number sentence. Remember, this is a number sentence. It's not a word problem. A word problem is when we have a story that's going along with something else. But this is a number sentence. We have talked a lot about how math has its own language. This is an actual sentence. This sentence says 236 plus 134. And here I'm asking you to help me create the word problem for this. Well, you're not here with me, so you might just have to look and listen for a little bit, but I like to use my strategy of cats that always quack. Okay, so who are my characters going to be? I'm gonna pick my boys. Trevin, I'm gonna put Trey for short. And Tice, and I'll put Ty for short of them. What's the thing? You know, they have been playing with these a lot lately. In fact, I believe they're in the other room building a town right now for their cars. So what is the action going to be? I need an action that's going to mean to do some joining, some addition. Let's see, how about maybe they're buying some more? That could be addition. Maybe they're putting them in a bucket. I like that. They're cleaning up. I like that a lot. So my action is going to be to put together. Ooh, Miss Austin is trying her best to write with this. I wonder if my pen would work. Try that out. And my question, I think I want to use the language. Nope, pen doesn't work. I think I'm going to focus on this word right here. Together. Okay, so there's a couple of things I'm going to do before I switch your screen. The first thing I'm going to do is on my notebook paper, I'm going to write down that number sentence to make sure that I have that number sentence perfectly written down. 236 plus 134. Okay, so let's go, boys and girls, to our notebook. And I will let you help me as I write our word problem. Okay, so here's that notebook. I have 236 plus 134, and I'm going to write a problem using those things that we came up with. So our characters are Trevin and Tice. So I'm going to start my problem about talking about my characters and these things. So Trevin has 236 Legos. Tice has 134 Legos. I want to come back and double check what my action was. Let's see. I said they're putting them together. I wanted them to put them in a bucket, and I'm going to ask about how much they have. So both boys put their Legos in a bucket. And I wanted that question to have the word together in there. How many Legos do the boys have in the bucket together? Okay, now there's a couple of things I want to talk to you about real quick. First of all, spelling. I know in math class, we do not take off for your spelling. I want you to do the best spelling that you can. You do not have a word wall in front of you, most likely, so just do your best. I want you to be making sure, though, that you are using proper spelling on all of your sight words that you know. I don't want you to misspell how. That would make me really sad. I don't want you to misspell these words that I know you know how to spell. So do your best spelling. Now, one thing that I am not going to let you get away with, though, I want to see your capital letters on proper nouns like names, capital letters at the beginning of a sentence, and I want to see your punctuation. When you're ending a sentence, make sure you're ending it with a period. And if you're asking me a question, as you will be asking me a question at the end of your word problem, it has to end in a question mark. It has to end in a question mark. So please do make sure that you are doing that for me so that you can practice having great writing along with your math skills. Okay. Now, if you think back to what the flip chart said, it said, write me a word problem. It didn't say anything about solving that word problem. So at this point, you would be done, and you're going to have a question just like this on your assignment. I did not ask you to solve that problem, so you do not have to, but if you want some extra practice, this would be a great time to go ahead and solve that problem in addition, but it is not a requirement at this moment. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to give you a problem. I'm going to show you this problem. I want you to pause the video and I want you to solve it. After you finish solving it, please come back, hit play, and you can check your answer with me. Okay, boys and girls. So here is your practice problem to do on your own. Alyssa grew 112 turnips. Fred grew 125 turnips. How many turnips did they grow in total? How many turnips did they grow in total? So go ahead, hit pause, finish solving this problem. 112 turnips from Alyssa, 125 turnips from Fred. And when you're done, come back, press play, and we'll check our work together. Okay, boys and girls, welcome back. Let's see how you did. So hopefully you had your problem set up like this. We have 112 plus 125. 2 plus 5, right here in the ones place will give me 7. In the tens place, I have 1 plus 2, that is 3. And in the hundreds place, I have 1 plus 1, which is 2. So you should have come up with the answer of 237. Hopefully you got that done. Give yourself a little pat on the back. And we're going to practice one more. So get ready. You have one more practice one before you get to your assignment. Hey guys, here's your next problem. There are 124 walnut trees currently in the park. Park workers will plant 130 more walnut trees today. How many walnut trees will the park have when the workers are finished? And I'm actually gonna make a change on this right here with you guys, because I want you, before I let you go, to have some practice doing regrouping with me. So I give you a little hint. There's some regrouping on this one. Now, let's go back and reread that problem. There are 124 walnut trees currently in the park. Park workers will plant 136 more walnut trees today. How many walnut trees will the park have when the workers are finished? Think about those clue words. Oh, the plant workers will plant 136 more walnut trees. So there were some, and then you got more. You know what that means. So go ahead, you're going to hit pause video, solve your work, and I'll see you back here in just a minute. Okay guys, welcome back. So hopefully you started like this. You had 124 plus 136. We're gonna take a look at what your work should look like. So I have 4 plus 6, that gives me 10. I have to do some regrouping. It doesn't fit in that ones place. Over here in my tens place now, I have 3 plus 2 plus 1, which gives me 6. 1 plus 1 is 2. I have 260 walnut trees now. So great work today, guys. Thank you so much. Take a little break and then take a look at your assignment. You will have, for addition today, 3 problems, word problems for you to work on, and then you're going to also have 1 making your own word problem. So make sure you get that turned in by your due date. Miss you guys. Have a great day.